So we all know deep down that we have the ability to create our own happiness and success. But why then are so many of us still struggling to achieve our goals and dreams? Or why, despite having similar opportunities and resources, one person succeeds while another fails? It all boils down to mindset. Our subconscious beliefs about ourselves and the world around us act like a hidden force field, shaping our reality in ways we often don't realize. In today's video, I'll reveal 3 critical mindset shifts that will help you break through barriers, shatter self-imposed limitations, and step into your true power. These simple yet profound ideas have the potential to change your life forever. So my question for you is, are you ready to dive deep within and discover the unstoppable force that resides in you? Are you willing to question your limiting beliefs and outdated stories that may be holding you back? If your answer is yes, then get ready to embark on a transformative journey. Let's get started. Now, the first step to mastering your mindset is defining the mind trap that you're currently in. It's easy to get caught up in the day-to-day grind and lose sight of the bigger picture. But here's the truth. The biggest trap most people fall into is invisible. It's the belief that their current circumstances define their future. Thoughts like, "I'm not good enough," "it's too late for me," or "maybe I'm just not meant for more," are not facts. They're stories. Stories you tell yourself over and over until you start believing them. In fact, you probably have dozens of these stories stored away that keep you small and safe. "I'm just not a creative person. I suck at writing. I always screw things up." These stories may keep you comfortable, but they also keep you stuck. Think about it. If you believe "I'm not good enough," you won't even try to pursue your dreams. You'll protect your comfort by staying exactly where you are. Let me ask you a question. If you knew you could accomplish anything, truly anything, what would you go after? What would your life look like? The trap is that most of us never ask ourselves this question because we secretly believe there are limits to what we can achieve. We convince ourselves we're not talented enough, smart enough, or lucky enough. And once you start believing those stories, your attempts shrink. Maybe instead of dreaming big, you play it safe. Maybe you take on fewer challenges. Maybe you stop trying. But here's the catch. What you believe shapes what you attempt, and what you attempt shapes what you become. So if you tell yourself stories that emphasize your weaknesses or past failures, you'll naturally gravitate towards attempts that align with those beliefs. You may avoid risks, stick with the status quo, or constantly seek reassurance from others. And while these behaviors offer temporary comfort, they also limit your growth and prevent you from experiencing the success you deserve. Now let me share with you a personal story. When I was starting out as a creative professional, I struggled with self-doubt. No matter how much I learned or improved, I always felt like I wasn't good enough. I compared myself to other creatives who seemed more talented and experienced, and I began to believe that I just wasn't cut out for this field. I spent years telling myself stories about how I wasn't gifted or lucky enough to succeed. And guess what? I ended up creating a life that matched those beliefs. I didn't put myself out there, take risks, or really try to grow. I stayed safe and small. Now, this wasn't the life I wanted. Deep down, I knew I had potential, but I allowed fear and doubt to hold me back. However, everything changed when I decided to question my limiting stories. I started to wonder, are these beliefs really true, or are they just outdated programs running in my subconscious? As I dug deeper, I realized that these stories weren't serving me. They were keeping me trapped in a life that felt less than what I was capable of. So I did something crazy. I consciously chose to stop believing those stories and replace them with empowering narratives. Instead of saying, "I'm not talented enough," I started telling myself, "I am learning and growing every day." Instead of, "I'm not lucky enough," I affirmed, "I am open to unexpected opportunities." Within months, everything shifted. I began taking action, putting myself out there and pursuing the life I actually wanted. My mindset change unlocked a whole new level of potential within me. All right, now let's explore the first critical mindset shift, moving from victim to creator. Victims blame circumstances. Creators shape circumstances. When something bad happens, victims ask, "Why me?" Creators ask, "What can I create with this?" Every setback is raw material for your breakthrough. if you choose to see it that way. For example, imagine you've always wanted to start a business but feel afraid of taking the risk. You might think, why is it so scary? Why did I have to inherit this fear? But what if instead you reframed the situation and said, what can I create with this fear? How can I channel this energy into a new venture? This simple shift changes everything. Victims wait for life to deal them a winning hand, while creators learn to play the hand they've been dealt. The difference between the two is your mindset. Now let's move on to the second shift, from fear to curiosity. Fear says, what if I fail? Curiosity says, what can I learn if I try? Fear keeps you paralyzed. Curiosity keeps you growing. Let's say you want to make a positive impact in the world, but find yourself frozen by the enormity of the task. You might think, why is saving the world so overwhelming? Why did it have to be so hard? But what if instead you approach it with childlike curiosity? You could ask, what can I learn from those already making an impact? How can I experiment with small acts of service? When you shift from fear to curiosity, you open yourself up to endless possibilities. Fear tells you what's wrong with you. Curiosity helps you discover what you need. Fear whispers defeat. Curiosity invites discovery. Fear limits your attempts. Curiosity expands your attempts. The people you admire most aren't fearless. They're endlessly curious. They don't ask whether they'll fail. They ask, what might I discover? Your experiments will uncover the answers you seek and lead you to your greatest breakthroughs. Finally, let's discuss the third shift, moving from limitation to expansion. Instead of asking, what's the least I can do to survive? Start asking, how far can I grow? The moment you shift your focus from protecting your limits to expanding your possibilities, you'll feel something incredible: momentum. To illustrate this idea, consider your relationships. Imagine you meet someone and immediately jump to the conclusion, why are they so complicated? Why do they have to be so needy? You'll likely push them away, and the relationship will fizzle out. But what if you approached it differently? How can I grow together with this person? What new possibilities might emerge if I nurture this connection? When you move from limitation to expansion, you invite more abundance into your life. Limitations focus on scarcity. Expansion focuses on infinite potential. Once you adopt this mindset, you'll start looking for ways to stretch your comfort zone, take on more challenges, and reach higher goals. So let me leave you with a challenge. Commit to these 3 mindset shifts for the next week, and notice how it impacts your experiences. Ask yourself, am I playing the victim, the fearful creator, or the expansive creator? Your current circumstances are not your destiny. You have the power to shape your future. Now let's talk about an actionable step you can take today to reinforce these mindset shifts: the 5-minute morning reset. It's simple. Every morning, before you touch your phone, before the world gets noisy, ask yourself, question 1, what am I excited to create today? Question 2, what challenge today will make me stronger? Question 3, how can I serve or uplift someone today? On this ritual primes your brain for creativity, growth, and contribution. The 3 forces that drive real fulfillment and real success. It's like programming your mind for peak performance. By setting this intention, you'll naturally start to see opportunities for creation, challenges to embrace, and ways to contribute. And as you consistently practice this morning reset, you'll gradually wire your brain for a growth mindset. You'll train yourself to see setbacks as temporary, challenges as opportunities, and problems as puzzles to solve. Look, mastering your mindset is a daily practice, but the results are worth it. Your life is the sum of the stories you tell yourself. So start telling yourself stories of strength, resilience, and limitless potential. When you do, you'll begin to embody those qualities and they'll materialize in your reality. So I want you to remember this: you are not broken. You are not behind. You are powerful beyond measure. And it's time you started living like it. This is your life. Make it epic. Thank you for watching. And if this video resonated with you, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more content. And I hope to see you in the next video.